Hello everyone and welcome back to Birmingham Open European 2, whatever you want to say. We're doing predictions. You guys know the drill. I'm rocking my Durham Bulls hat today. We got announced last event that we were headed to Raleigh for Major 2. I am not headed to Raleigh, which is rather unfortunate, but I'll be repping all my gear that I had from the 10 years that I lived in Durham, North Carolina. That being, day one, Durham Bulls. Love these guys. Actually, I follow minor league baseball more than I follow Major League Baseball. That probably doesn't come as a surprise to someone who runs a Rocket League YouTube channel, how they would have unique sporting interests. But enough stalling from me. Every single week, or before every single Swiss stage, I like to predict. You can tell what game just ended. I like to predict which teams are going to make it out of each group of Swiss. This week, I was 13 for 16. The predictions I got wrong, I had Synergy coming out of Group A instead of Caliente. And then I predicted Novo and Wild, both who didn't end up making it. That being said, big shout out to Cody. He puts out these sheets. You can find him on Twitter. I got his spreadsheets linked in the description as well. So thanks for making this all possible. And let's get into it. Group A. One of the teams I did not predict to make it out of Swiss was Caliente. They ended up doing it. I'm actually pretty happy for them because if you haven't seen on Twitter, Seisen's really been going through it. He got into a pretty bad car accident like a week or two ago, and he's just having a rough time. He's got a difficult backstory as well. So it's good to see him have success in what looks like it's been a very tough week in his life. Happy to see them in the main event. They unfortunately have Ninja Pyjamas in the first round. I'll give them one game because I do kind of feel bad. But this Ninja squad is just really good. I respect them a lot. GK and RRG. GK got 7th, 8th last event. So did RRG for that matter. That being said, I got a lot more faith in GK rebounding than RRG. Sounds like they had a better Swiss performance this week. I will again give it a 3-1. Vitality JJ Rocks. I did not predict JJ Rocks to make this event. Mainly because I've actually just not believed in JJ Rocks. Or actually, no, that's wrong. I have believed in JJ Rocks multiple times, and I feel like I've been let down every single time. So this is the week that I was finally like, no, I don't think they're going to do it. And of course they did it. So I'm going to keep not believing in them, and we'll see if that works. 3-0. Redemption Start Point. These are two squads that I like a lot. I gave Redemption my honorable mention. I don't really know if I would have had them ranked 22nd if we got through ranking that far, but I did want to shout them out because I know Cash had a rough pre-event 1. Sounds like he was actually pretty sick. But I think he's back. I'm giving them the 3-0 here, actually. Due respect to Start Point, I like them a lot as well, but it's been a more difficult start to the season for them. But I'm excited to see this Vitality Redemption rematch if possible. Let's hop over to Group B. Dignitas versus Nomster. Nomster was definitely a surprise making it to this stage. They ended up beating Wild in a Game 5. This should be a sweep. That being said, Dignitas has been kind of scaring me recently, so I don't really know what I'm going to do. They should be able to take care of business here, but we'll see. Ascend versus Save the Game. This is a very exciting matchup. Ascend is a team that surprised me a lot during the first event. They ended up sweeping Redemption, which I know I just said Cash was going through it. Sweeping Redemption, still a quality result. These guys also went 3-1 through the Swiss. They took a game off Vitality, but that's facing Vitality. Other than that, they went 3-0. I know Belair and then Michael from Shiftcast, they were on a podcast recently, and they were talking about how Will from Shift and Michael from Shift, they're on the Nico FC club. I've been hearing a lot of hype about Nico FC, and I had them on my fantasy team in week 1 because, honestly, I'm going to be real. This is legit, like, non-ball knower moment for me. I was going through it, and I'm like, oh, Nico's the only person for this price that isn't on a team that I already have. And I wanted to have everyone from different teams because it's more fun that way. And so I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll throw Nico in there. And he was my highest performer. And so I might be on the Nico FC club. I'm going to predict a 3-2 here. I think Save the Game might be like favored based on historical results, but Ascend are on the upswing, and I got them winning this one. Vitality Fast Forward. I did predict Fast Forward to make it this time. It was kind of a shocker that they didn't. But that being said, now that we are in the group, I don't have faith in Mike Boy taking down the top players. Mike Boy was on that sub roster that took down Karmine multiple times last year. I'm going to go to 3-0 just to like make a statement now that we're in the main event. But don't be surprised. I would still be surprised. Gentlemate's 100%. 100% struggled today, guys. They really struggled to make it out of the Swiss stage. They went 3-2. They lost a Game 5 overtime to Dignitas. Then they lost a Game 5 to a team that they shouldn't be losing to. I'm blanking on who that was. And then they went to Game 5 in that final round and really made things nerve-wracking. So I'm really nervous about this 100%. I mean, it's a good thing that it's Swiss and not double elim, because if it was double elim, they'd be out. But I'm going to give this a pretty resounding 3-0. At 100%, they have the chance this weekend to really write themselves into that top echelon. But based on what I saw in Swiss, I'm not really expecting that to happen anymore. All right. Let's go upper semis, then lower quarters. Geeke, what is this? Is this actually misaligned on the sheet? What? That's so weird. I don't know what's going on there. Geeke Ninjas. Yeah, wow. As much as I'm a little bit hyped for Geeke, this was a sweep last event. I'm not going to give it a sweep this time. I'll give it a 3-2 because it's the best of 5, but Ninja should still come out on top of this one. Vitality Redemption, I'm giving this a 3-1. It'll be improvement from Redemption, but I still can't bet against this Vitality squad. Caliente RRG. I feel like this might have been the matchup to make top 8 last time, and RRG ended up taking it. I can't remember if it was them or Caliente faced a different team. But I'll give this to RRG. This is an opportunity. I'll give it 3-2. I want to put some respect on RRG. I'm not the most familiar with their game. I'm going to be real. I know they made top 8. They also kind of had like an easier run to it. I want to see Caliente do better than 13th through 16th, but I think they just got a really difficult quadrant here. So that's why I give them the 5 here, because I think it could go either way, but I'm going to predict RRG still. Then JJ Rock's start point. I said how I wasn't really believing in JJ Rocks. I've said, oh, I clicked on the wrong button. I've said how I like start point a lot. I'm going to predict start point here in the 3-1. So hopefully they respond in kind. Dignitas Ascend. Dignitas. Guys, you scare me. You scare me. Like, you should be winning by more. You should be winning more series, and you're not. I am so worried about the future of this Dig squad. And I just told you I was on Nico FC. 2-3. Make it happen. I'll predict it. Because, while it's not likely to happen, while it is an upset, I'd look really smart. And so we're going to predict Ascend. We're going to predict them to take down Dignitas and somehow scrape into this top 6. Make Europe real interesting real quick. Karmine Gentlemates, actually like a banger matchup, especially compared to these guys. No offense, Dig. But this will be a 3-1. Carmine's just been dominant this season. It's hard to bet against them. Nomster versus Save the Game. Respect to Nomster for making this event, but you're going to go out 3-0. And then fast forward 100%. You should be able to win this 100%, but I'd be nervous. I'll give it 3-2. I'll give it 3-2. The fast forward could very much take this if we see this matchup. And then I'll just go ahead and do these. Redemption versus RRG. I know RRG made top 8 last round. I know I've given my honorable mention to Redemption. I think they're better than what they put up last week, and I'm going to predict accordingly. 3-2 in favor of Redemption. They'll make top 8 this time. Geeke versus Starpoint. As much as I like Chronic and Matean, it's not that I dislike Eugen, it's just I don't know his game as well. I'm going to give these guys a 3-1. Geeke should be winning that every day of the week. Gentlemen, to save the game should be pretty clean as well, but I'll give it a 3-1. And then Dignitas 100% to make top 8. This is a banger. 100% put themselves in position. Quite literally, they're in a position to make land right now. They are top 4 in Europe. Will they stay that way? I mean, I might be about to predict them to not. But this has swung either way both times. So 100% beat Dignitas in 7 in the bracket last event. During Swiss, Dignitas beat 100% in a Game 5 overtime. So they're really even on games. Both times they've gone to 5. This will definitely be going to 5 if it happens. I have a hard time predicting Dignitas to go out here because based on historically, they have the edge. 100%, I know I have them higher ranked in my top 20. And at least based on the form that we saw in Event 1, they had the head-to-head in that event. Like, I stand by it. My rankings post-Event 1 aren't always going to match up with what my predictions are. And a large part of this is because Dignitas is already taking them down in the Swiss. I think they'll continue to get it figured out. I think if we were to see this match, it's going to be a 3-2. I have a tougher time. I know I predicted Dignitas to get upset here. They could very well get upset here as well, but I'll have 100% just getting unlucky in the bracket. Ninja's Vitality. We found out last week that this matchup wasn't all that close. No, not three. I'd like it to be closer, so I'll predict it to be closer. But Vitality should still be taking that home. A Redemption Kike. As much as I have faith in Redemption, I got to predict Kike here. They're still the stronger team on paper, and I think they'll show that here. Ascend Karmine Corp. Respect to Ascend for making it this far, but it's a seeding match. You're going to get crushed. Nico FC will be back in the bracket. Dignitas Gentlemates. This actually could be a game that Dignitas win. I'm not predicting it, though. I'm going to give it a 3-1 Gentlemates. Gentlemates should still be the 4th best team in Europe. So I think this will actually be, if we do get this setup, this could prove to be, important. All right, on to the bracket. Nico FC will have to wait until Sunday. He will have qualified for championship Sunday if he does this, by the way. But he'll have to wait. Karmine and Ninjas. This could be a banger, but I mean, Karmine just showed that there's levels to this game. I'll predict another 4-1. DK Dignitas is big. This is a big matchup for this year. DK went out 7th, 8th last time. Dignitas went out 5th, 6th. What I'm seeing here is that... Okay. Here's the dilemma. If I predict Dignitas to win, they'll move to here, face Ascend again, and then I'll have to predict them to win based on the whole rematch theory in the same weekend, and the fact that they're probably just better than Ascend, and I've already called the upset once. But I can't because it's a quarterfinals, and we know what Joria's in quarterfinals does. So by proxy, I think I have these two teams ranked 6th, 7th in Europe right now because I do have 100% over them at the current moment. I'm going to give this a 4-3 in favor of Geek, and they'll move on. This cough drop has gotten shaped really weirdly. Gentlemates versus Redemption. I'd love to see Redemption actually take some swings here. Unfortunately, I don't think they will. I'll give them 2 games, but they'll probably go out there. Ascend Kike. This is where Nico FC will pop, but unfortunately, it won't quite be enough. Top 6 finish. Definitely nothing to be ashamed of for Ascend, so would be a good performance. I know I've really just predicted them to make one upset happen, but an upset in this round, if you can get to this round and pull off an upset, you're in a very fine spot. Ninjas Gentlemates. We saw this last week. It was a banger Game 7 overtime. I think if Gentlemates want to keep themselves in the conversation of being top 3 in Europe, they need to take this win. That being said, I actually think Ninjas are going to get stronger. I think they'll end up taking Gentlemates down 4-2. I know there's people that trust Seiko's vision, but at least, I mean, it was close last week. All things considered, it was a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. But I trust Itachi. I'm not going to lie. I trust Itachi a lot more than I trust Seiko's vision here. And so I'll predict Ninjas into the top 4. Now you've got Karmine versus Geek, and then Vitality versus Ninjas again. Rematch theory should be Ninjas over Vitality. I don't know if I can predict that. It's basic, but these are just the 2 strongest teams in Europe right now. 4-0. But you know what? To make things interesting, I know I think I predicted Vitality to not make the finals in the last prediction, so I'm going to get some hate from Vitality fans for doing this. Rematch theory. I'll have Ninjas actually taking him down. It'll be a surprise. Obviously, this series has happened. For those who don't know, the rematch theory is basically that I think it's very difficult to beat the same team twice on different days of the same weekend. I know that sounds like super complicated, but like if you play on Friday essentially, and then you rematch on Saturday or Sunday, I think normally if the teams are kind of equally weighted, it'll go the opposite way because you've had time to when you're quick reviewing the series, seeing what's going wrong and trying to improve, you're normally looking at the tape of games that you lost. And so like in this case, Ninjas and Pyjamas will be reviewing their series with Vitality, being like, okay, what went wrong? What do we need to fix? And so they're like tailoring their solutions and what they need to improve on based on what Vitality did to them. And so they are much better prepared to take on Vitality specifically later in the weekend. That's why I have this upset here. It does throw a wrench in a little bit of the predictions. I know if Vitality fans are watching me, they are probably upset with the fact that I've not predicted them to make a final yet. But there you go. And then this is also rematch theory. Here's the thing. I don't know if I can rematch theory my way to a Ninjas winning the event. I think Europe is just so wildly stacked at the top that it can't happen, right? Screw it. I'm going the other way. I know rematch theory. I just explained it. It only applies if the teams are in the same league, like similar skill level. And honestly, like Europe isn't in the same skill level. You've got to clear 1, you've got to clear 2, and then you've got a 3-4 with Ninjas and Gentlemates. It's like, I don't think 2 is actually all that close to 3. I think Vitality will continue to take it. I'll change that. I'll have them beating Ninjas. And the reason I want to do that is because I don't want to just predict Karmine to win it again. I want to predict Vitality to actually. You guys got baited. You Vitality fans, you were already angry comments being like, "No, I can't believe you've done this again." Screw it. I'll back them. Vitality 4-2 in the finals. Please make it interesting. Listen, I know Karmine Corp starts off strong every single split, but like, make it entertaining. I don't want Europe to just be Karmine wins, Vitality second, and then yada going on in the background. Make it fun. Make it interesting. Vitality, please win. I believe in you guys. That being said, that's what I predict. It's a bit of a mess. Should be fun. Hopefully it's fun. I'll be live at some point, probably covering North American Swiss. Hopefully I won't be sick still by then, because that would be awful. I'm tired of being sick, guys. I'm tired of being sick. But hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time. Let's go Nico FC. We're rooting for him this week.